In a small town in northern Germany lived a lonely girl named Lisa. She had always dreamed of traveling and new discoveries. One day, after much deliberation, she decided to make her first independent trip to India. Lisa was mesmerized by the culture of this country, its bright colors and exoticism. She booked a ticket and soon found herself in the heart of the fabulous country. From the first days of the trip, Lisa was impressed by the diversity of India. She explored ancient temples, enjoyed street food, and socialized with the locals. But she especially loved the evening hours, when the sun was setting over the horizon and the sky was filled with bright stars. One day, while staying in a small hotel near Udaipur, Lisa wanted to spend the night in a jungle, as the locals had told her about the natural beauty of the area. Gathering her courage, she took a flashlight and, without waiting for evening, she set off into the forest, following a narrow path framed by bushes and trees. The moon shone brightly, splitting the darkness of the night and adding mystery to the sounds around her. But soon Lisa realized she was lost. As time passed, the paths became less and less obvious, and the sounds of the forest, which at first seemed amazing, began to resemble something sinister. She tried to turn back, but at every step the forest seemed more and more unfriendly. Lisa bent down to look at her map and suddenly heard a rustle. She froze. Somewhere nearby, someone or something was moving. Her heart beat faster, and with each sound it pounded harder. Suddenly, a shadow appeared in the gloom. Lisa turned around sharply, but saw only dense trees. She decided that perhaps it was just her imagination and continued walking forward, but soon her attention was attracted by strange sounds, quiet whispers that seemed to come from the depths of the jungle. They were very musical and harmonious, but at the same time disturbing. Suddenly she noticed something strange, a small glowing ball of light that floated freely in the air. It was highly unusual, and sudden curiosity overcame fear. Lisa followed the balloon, which beckoned her deeper and deeper into the jungle. The ball led her down an unknown path, and it seemed to know where to go. Ball led her to a small clearing surrounded by trees, where brightly colored flowers grew, emitting a mysterious glow. Lisa stopped, amazed by the beauty of the place, and felt a calmness sweep over her. There was something magical about this place, and she felt that this was where she belonged. However, she soon realized that time flowed differently outside of this place. The serenity was instantly replaced by wariness as the girl noticed figures beginning to appear at the edge of the clearing. They were locals, dressed in traditional clothing, but their faces were mysterious and clouded. They slowly approached, and Lisa decided she needed to get a better look at them. The figures called themselves guardians of the forest and said they were waiting for her. Lisa felt the fear recede, and she decided to ask why they had called her. The guardians told her of an ancient myth associated with the jungle. It was said that on this night, when the moon was at its peak, the warriors of the forest gathered people with loving hearts to share with them the wisdom of the jungle. Lisa listened intently, and gradually fear was replaced by a sense of connection to something higher. The guardians told her that the jungle was not just nature, but a living thing, full of secrets and stories worth listening to. "You must hear the forest its voice," they said. The moon rose higher, illuminating the clearing with a bright light, and Lisa felt some unearthly warmth envelop her. Then the guardians began to dance, slowly, to a rhythm that seemed familiar. Lisa was inspired by their movements, and without realizing it, began to dance with them, feeling a sense of incredible freedom. At that moment, she suddenly remembered her life, how much time she had spent alone, how difficult it was sometimes to connect with people. Dance became a way for her to release all these feelings. Her heart was filled with hope and a sense that the world could be a kinder place. However, the spell of this magical night was suddenly interrupted. The guardians stopped and looked at her anxiously. One of them, an elder, said she must return to safety before the sun rose. Otherwise, the jungle would take her forever. Lisa, remembering the time, quickly thanked the guardians for their gift. They showed her the way back. She picked up the flashlight again and began to follow the path, which now seemed more familiar to her. Darkness was already receding, and Lisa made it back to her hotel a couple minutes before dawn. When she woke up in her room, she couldn't believe what had happened to her. The place she had traveled to during the night had turned out to be a place of power. Over the next few days while she stayed in India, Lisa often thought about the Guardians and their story. She felt that something changed in her life with that night. She gained confidence and inner peace. Back in Germany, Lisa started a new life. She became more open, friendly, and ready to find joy in every moment. The Indian night in the jungle stayed in her heart forever, as a lesson that sometimes you have to get lost in the most unexpected places to find yourself.